curiosity.
How's dating out here? How the guys treating you?
It's been okay, but no one that has caught my attention yet.
As good as you look, nobody's just.
I want someone that like looks past this and wants to get to know me, like not surface level. I just want someone that I can be like vulnerable with. In past relationships, I've not been vulnerable.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Listen, we're talking to you guys about Patricia and why she had to go. Okay? She had to go. I know it's sad, it's painful, I know, but she had to go. And I'll tell you why she had to go. Because in reality, when you have these walls, they keep people out, but they keep you lonely. It's gonna be lonely this year without me to hold. It's gonna be lonely, okay? And it's lonely because in reality, when you look at the situation, she has built up walls, and she expressed that with the gentleman and said, "Hey, I've got these walls that that I've got, and it's been very difficult dating." Right now, if you notice, his reaction was the exact same reaction he had to also Rashina too. The moment she said about how she had a bad experience about dating, he dodged. Now, I don't know if he's had some bad relationships. Maybe he's seen some similarity between his ex-wife and Rashina and Patricia, and maybe that's why. But the walls are a problem. And Patricia had to go. Now, I want to say this as a quick summary, that I also noticed that Patricia was the darkest woman in that space. Now, I don't want to make it into a situation, but it's something to pay attention to the dating preferences, right? She was the darkest person in that room, the only person that was dark. And when you are when you are a dark-skinned individual woman, especially in this particular modern age, it's very difficult. I'll tell you why it's difficult. Because any kind of thing, like for instance, walls up, looks completely different. Now, of course, John was the same way he was with Rashina, who's light-skinned, as he was with Patricia. So I don't think it's a colorism issue, but I want to pay attention. I want to pay some homage to that, to say that can play a role in things too. And it plays a role in two ways. Number one, yes, the people choosing may be slightly colorist. I'm not saying they are in this particular instance. I'm just giving an instance in dating how this can play a role. They may be colorist. They may see things in a color perspective, and that may come about. But the second part also too is how you feel about you and how you feel like you show up in the world too. Do you believe that do you show up in a way that is also very guarded and protected because you're thinking that someone might have the mindset that they may not like you or find you favorable or find you the most beautiful woman in the room? That can also play a role too. That can send out a signal to other people that makes them defensive, and they're reading your energy and responding to your energy and no wanting to go forward. I don't think that's what happened here, though. I do think that Patricia is a guarded individual, and she can she reads off energy-wise kind of strong. And I hate to say that because, again, she's a dark-skinned woman and it's going to come across some way. And maybe that could be the colorism that plays into it. Maybe I'm highlighting, though, you don't get as much grace. So the fact is, when I saw her responding to John, it was not that she's aggressive. No, not at all. But I felt the strength a little bit in the way that she was responding to some of the things. And I wondered if that would be a thing that would turn off some of the gentlemen too. Because some of the guys said, obviously, the first thing they found was her walls being up was a big issue. Okay? But, again, I'm not going to say it's necessarily 100% a colorism issue because the guys had a problem with Vanessa too. Vanessa had walls up in the sense of she's not as open as other people. So, that wasn't a color issue because of Vanessa, Rashina, and then Patricia. The guys don't want women with walls up this year, okay? They don't want women with walls up this year, okay? Keep it light, keep it fluffy, keep it open, keep it joyous. I want to spend time with you. I want to be warm. I want to feel nice when around you. I want to enjoy your presence. I want to enjoy your energy. If you're going to put up walls, you're boring. If you're going to put up walls, you're scary. If you're putting up walls, you're not enticing me. You're not drawing me in. You're not endearing me to want to get closer to you. You're not making me want to spend more time with you and spend more energy getting to know who you are. I'm not intrigued by you when you build up these walls. So when you build up walls in dating, and what I mean by that is when you're so guarded that you don't know how to be vulnerable while simultaneously being able to observe the other party, you haven't found your balance. What happens is you push people away. Yes, you built a wall to keep me out, but you also mean you're going to be lonely this year without me to hold. You're going to be lonely without me. So that's also a very important part. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And the reason why I think that, because I also went back and when she said she likes a man's man. When people always say that, what they're really saying is, I want a man that's masculine. I want a man that, is old school, stereotypical, but what they're really saying is, I want an old school, stereotypical, but with the compassionate heart. Like, I want him to be a gentleman, but I want him to also have the modern compassionate energy. Okay, yeah? So That's another aspect to talk about. But we're going to go a little bit deeper. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this conversation and explain why I think that Patricia had to go. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads, okay? Welcome to Little Black Book, you know what time it is. Listen, don't forget, we have a membership. It's £1, $1. We'd really love for you guys to support the channel by jumping on our membership. We have membership lives every other week. We're starting again next week because now we're back in UK after that. And we'd love to hear your thoughts and perspectives on those membership only lives when we do them. Also, we have a Discord for those who love reality TV and TV shows like, you know, Sisters and you know, Love Island, all that kind of stuff. That's a place you can go and discuss that with like-minded people. Go in and jump into that. It'll be an amazing time for you guys. Also, finally, we have merchandise. Don't forget to grab yours, okay? All right, we love people who are part of the Mineral Gang, okay? Like, share, subscribe again. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. All right, cool. Let's get into this conversation. Why Patricia had to go? Why did she have to go? Why was it Patricia had to go? Why did I send her away? Why did I send her away?
Because I don't think that like the man that I was with created the space enough for me to feel safe.
Okay.
Are you good at that?
I do believe so.
How do you make a woman feel safe?
Well, for one, yeah.
Now, she spoke a little bit about, you know, safety, and, you know, we love to talk about safety zones here as well, right? I think with Patricia, a lot of listen, Patricia's fine. Oh my God. Listen, Patricia, if you're watching this, I want to let you know you're beautiful. Okay, I was gonna say juicy, and I thought I meant a little bit inappropriate, but let me tell you something. You are fine, and y'all know I love I love the skin tones, baby. I love the skin tones, baby, and she is fine. Okay, all right, all the way. Okay, I thought she was the finest one there. Okay, but unfortunately, one thing that's going to be frustrating for a lot of men is, no matter how fine you are, if you're not open, okay, and you're going to come across cold, you're going to come across, you know, strong, you're going to come across like you're not very feminine, you're going to come across as if, you know, you're not very dainty, you're going to come across as if like you ain't got no, that you're not going to be, you're not going to be nice to be around, okay? Now, John clocked and some other guys also clocked it, which means that she's doing something that the guys are not liking. She's presenting herself in a way, maybe a little bit standoffish, in a particular way that the guy's not liking. We saw her smile, but something's obviously clearly being communicated to the gentleman. Okay, all right? Like she said at one point, she jumped out of a plane, she skydived. Like clearly she's got some personality and she's willing to do some crazy things. Why are we not seeing more of that personality? Why do guys not see that much more of that personality? Why are the guys not seeing that you skydived, you jumped out of a plane, you've done this? Those are wild things to do. So that should what we be leading. We should be hearing about, you know, hey guys, like, you know, this how I am, blah, 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 you know, but her fear is about being vulnerable in a relationship. And so therefore that fear is also being emanated to the guys and they're not liking that, right? That fear is causing her to raise the guard up so she doesn't have to, so she waits. And I think John said it best. She wants a man that's protective in order for then the guards to come down. But the reality is, baby, you need to be in that space already. You need to be in a balanced space where you yourself know how to be vulnerable without there being someone else, an extra party who's going to create a domain for you to be vulnerable. You need to already have it. It shouldn't be that you come in to play with it because I'm in it. No, darling. You should already have it. You should already have it. You shouldn't be waiting for me. Okay, you should already have it. And I think that's the problem with Patricia and why she had to go, is because she was waiting for someone else to come and give her the space to do so. And as you heard her say, you know, my last guy, you know, he didn't really create that space for me. Did you create the space? Did you create a space? Oftentimes we look at other people and we're not looking at ourselves. Did you create a space for you? First and foremost, be vulnerable. And like I said, being vulnerable, listen, I can't be afraid of what you're going to say. I need to be vulnerable for me so that I can observe what you're going to do. And if you decide to hurt me in that vulnerable space, hey, I hear it. I created a vulnerable space for myself. I was open, I was honest, I was truthful, and I shared my heart, and I tried to open a space for you too. And in the amongst of that, you did me dirty. That's fine, but now I know who you are. Okay? All right? Let me play a little bit more of the clip and then, you know.
You have to really listen to your partner. Hear what she's saying, especially if it's coming from a vulnerable or emotional space.
I want to create that safe space for my man too, because past men that I've been with, I know that sometimes it's not reciprocated.
Yeah. Patricia, she has a...
So, you know, she said obviously that, you know, in the past that those things haven't been created for her, and also hasn't been created for men. She's noticed that men, they don't get a reciprocation. I would love someone like Patricia, you know, someone that I can walk with and talk with and really just create a safe space for both of us to be able to make a good relationship going forward. I totally understand that, you know, and that's my, again, that's my ethos and my emos. If you've ever met me, you know, whether, you know, you've met me in some capacity, you know, or you've met me in a friend capacity, or you met me in some type of, I always look to create a space. Regardless of what you do, I'm going to create a space because that's me. And that's what I'm saying. You must be the leader in your life of creating safe spaces and people come into, and then that allows other people to also create a safe space too. But people are waiting for others to create a space. It's almost sounding as if she wants a person to create a space for her. Baby, create it yourself. But I appreciate the fact that you said that you understood that certain men don't get that reciprocation. And it's true. A lot of men don't get that reciprocation. Right? But in reality, are you creating that space for yourself? I think her body language for me is just the energy that she emits. I didn't see much defensive body language, but it might be the tone and it might be the way she speaks and the way that she talks about certain subjects that showed her to be so guarded that the men were aware of her guard there. So that also might be a place in that particular aspect too. And so I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below. I think that's the reason why she had to go. That guard, men are not liking that guard, right? They don't want that guard. They want to see light, fluffy energy that they can be around and be happy around. That wasn't going to be it. So like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded.